Dear students, this is the second video of the chapter Constitutional Design. And here, after discussing the South African Constitution, we are going to discuss another topic. Why do we need a constitution? So far we understood, after discussing the South African case, that the constitution is really very important. It is essential to run any country. We discussed that constitution is important for the governance of a country, and we also discussed that it is the constitution that gave equal platform for all the different groups who are residing in a country. We came to know that because of constitution only, the oppressor and oppressed both planned to live together in a peaceful environment. So basically, the constitution is necessary, and not only necessary, it is essential, and particularly for a democratic country. After discussing South Africa, we can easily understand that the constitution is an essential part of any country. So we'll have to understand this. We'll have to understand this concept. So now we are going to discuss another topic, why to need a constitution. Now here three important points have been written: that a constitution generates degree of trust among citizens, among different groups. Second, it provides rights to citizens. And third is written, it limits power of the government. And apart from these three points, fourth can be added, that it is going to tell that how the government will be formed in any country and who will be the real decision maker in a country. So these points are really very important. And after analyzing these points, we will be in a position to tell that why do we need a constitution, or we will be in a position to analyze the importance of the constitution, and particularly in a democratic country like India. Now we are going to discuss one by one all the points that has been written here. It generates degree of trust among citizens. We discussed the case of South Africa, and we found that white men and black men, white group or black group, both were living together. But you have to understand that how they were living together, because the trust developed between both the groups. And how the trust developed? The trust developed because of the constitution. The constitution that was made after the coming of Nelson Mandela from the prison, after the black men and white men decided to live together peacefully. So basically, what was the factor that led a peaceful environment there? It was the written constitution. So basically, it is a set of rules. It is going to generate degree of trust among the different groups or citizens of that particular country. In India also, different groups are living together. Majority, minority, different religious groups, different communities are living together. But they are going to trust each other. And how they are going to trust each other? Because they all are knowing that if one group is going to violate the rights of other group, then the constitution is there. Constitution is there to give them punishment. So you have to understand this fact. That the first point is that it generates degree of trust among citizens. That is the very first point. Of course, it will generate. Okay. Now, second point, it provides rights to citizens. The constitution is going to give you the rights that are essential for our development, like fundamental rights. The fundamental rights is guaranteed by the constitution that we are enjoying today. Now we are discussing, we are giving knowledge, and we are connected to several people through social media or through internet or through this particular channel. So how is it possible? Because we have been given this as a right by the constitution, and we are enjoying this right. And that is why it is possible for us to communicate each other through the internet or through the other electronic media. So it provides rights to citizens. So basically, Constitution is there and it is going to provide you rights that is required for your overall development. We discussed in 8th class about the 6 fundamental rights: right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, social and cultural and educational rights, and after that, right to constitutional remedies. So what we found that these rights are very important for our existence, for our development, and these are guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. So basically, Constitution is going to provide these all rights. So it is going to provide rights to citizens, and that is required for their development, overall development. Now, third point is very important. It limits power of government. Now, if you are living in a democratic country, you have to understand that in a democratic country, the power of government can be limited. The Constitution has the power to limit the power of the government. It means government cannot go in any way. Government cannot take decision by its own. It has to consult the Constitution. We are living in a democratic country and the tussle or the conflict may occur anytime. Then who will solve this problem? The Constitution. So basically, it is going to limit the power of government, and government cannot think that it is absolute in terms of decision making, or it can enjoy absolute power. Now, after that, you have to understand that what the Constitution can do. The Constitution gives us the framework or the design to elect our government. The election system that is given to us to elect our representative is mentioned clearly in the Constitution. The provision that is required for the election is already written in the Constitution and we are following it. Similarly, you'll have to, what the Constitution provides you. The Constitution is going to tell you exactly that who is the real decision maker. But because in a country like India, many persons are there. Many persons are revolving around the government. So it is very difficult to ascertain the particular person that he is the real decision maker. So Constitution is going to give the power. He is going to ascertain that this particular person is a decision maker. So you have to understand this concept very clearly, that the Constitution is going to ascertain that who is the real decision maker. Like in our country, Prime Minister. And Prime Minister is the real decision making power. And he is going to get support by the Council of Ministers. So this is basically about the ministers. Okay.